Mm-mm. I'm not hearing the music.
You don't hear the music?
No. I'm not hearing it.
I can hear it. Feel the vibes.
I
Feel
got
the beat
nothing.
and soul. It's weird that you're not hearing it. But you're hearing us.
Yeah, I hear you guys.
From your
Dave's grooving
perspective,
out.
just insane dancing.
Dave is grooving out.
Too hard. The rhythm ain't fine.
I mean, it's a good track, man. It's a good track. I'm not sure why you couldn't hear the because nothing's different. We
Okay.
got the same setup that we usually do. Welcome everyone to another edition of Geek Cypher here on Free X Agents Media and on twitch.tv/Geek Cypher. That's GEEKCYPHA. Crazy one. Well, not that crazy, but some interesting things. I mean, this one goes out to all the millennials and the Gen Xers. I'm going to start us with the news. A Different World sequel series about Whitley and Dwayne. Dwayne's daughter.
That's what we all want. That's all we care about.
That's what we've been waiting for.
Here we
Say it
go.
loud. Say it loud from the rooftops. We have been asking because, I mean, this was already a sequel to Cosby, an extension of Cosby.
Yeah.
But unfortunately,
Spin-off.
since the legacy of Cosby has been tarnished,
Completely. Thrown through the mud.
unfortunately, very poorly damaged by the man himself.
Mhm.
The only thing that we had left was A Different World, which
Yep.
had fantastic cast, great story, and the cast recently has been working together. They've been doing an HBCU tour in the States. I've been seeing a lot of posts about that. And Sinbad even went out to one of them, which was meant a lot to people because he had recently been. Yeah, Sinbad had recently fallen ill.
Mhm.
I
So
was about to say, you haven't heard about Sinbad.
yeah, recently Sinbad got sick and then I think had a stroke and
Oh my
was
God.
was not doing great, but they were able to bring him out for a lot of the stuff. So people were really excited that they were able to do so many events, and I guess that's one of the reasons Netflix was probably open to the idea of doing a show because
Mhm.
the feedback and reaction to their tour was so good.
But that's the thing that Netflix is doing nowadays, right? Like, because like if you think about it, you have this going on, you have Beverly Hills Cop. I even read today, apparently, like they're gonna make Happy Gilmore 2 and it's gonna go straight to Netflix. Like, they're doing
yeah.
a
Well,
lot
yeah.
of like.
Happy Gilmore 2 makes sense because Adam Sandler has a big deal with Netflix. So that
I was
makes
gonna
sense.
say, yeah.
uh,
Big working relationship with them.
Yeah, because didn't he do some deal where he signed to do like 8 films with them? That's why we
Yep.
got the parody of the Hateful Eight.
Mm-hmm.
We got the
Murder Mystery and
Yeah.
Murder Mystery 2.
Oh yeah, that's true. I forgot there
Yeah,
was a sequel to
They
that.
got two.
Yeah, David Spade had a film,
They
Uncut
had
Gems.
Uncut.
There
Oh
was
yeah.
also the horror one where he was like a.
The whole yes. What?
there
The
was
one where
a-
he's the astronaut?
No, he's
No,
like
yeah.
the village goof. No one like cares about him.
Hobies.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I didn't get to see it yet, but it's like I remember when I watched it, I'm like, this feels so like earnest
Yeah.
Halloween type style film.
So there
I
was
think and that's actually where I think
Hubie Halloween.
yeah, he rekindles the Happy Gilmore connection because that's the girl from Modern Family, who's the love interest in Happy Gilmore. I think she's in that movie too.
Julie Bowen.
Yeah.
Yeah.
oh wow.
And then Buscemi is in the movies as always. And
When's he not?
I know. He's been bringing his kids in. The one with Spade was the one that I thought was actually decently funny. Hold on, I'm trying to find
There's
the name.
also what's the one with the girl who's like the guy's
The Wrong Missy, but that's
the
it.
wrong miss. That's it.
That the woman in the Wrong Missy is the comedian. What's her name? Lauren Lapkus. Yeah. And she got a lot of praise for that film.
Hustler.
Oh
Did you see
yeah.
that one?
Hey man, it's funny that you're naming
Um,
all the dramatic ones. I didn't realize how many dramatic ones he made.
Well, I'm just remembering.
I
Like,
know
that
Jawz is only in for the dramatic Sandler.
I know,
He
you
wants,
like
I mean, he's
Love or whatever that
Drunk
thing
Punch
was.
Love is a fucking fantastic.
Actually,
I
film.
mean,
never
like
saw it.
he's like, it's one of those things where everyone's like, "Hey, Stallone, why don't you do more movies like Copland?" And he's like, "I did do Copland. No one went to go see it."
Yeah.
So I have to kind of go back and do, and do Rambo and do Rocky, and
Right.
so I feel like when he feels a little bit comfortable, like he'll do it. He'll do those dramatic roles, and he's gotten a few more, and or if he has a story that he's more passionate about.
Sandler, you
he'll-
mean?
Sandler, yeah.
Yeah.
Well, he also has
Um,
the Bar Mitzvah one, which is like about the girl's teenage growing up.
yeah, his two
Yes.
daughters, yeah.
Or it's
Yeah.
not. It's not Bar Mitzvah, but it's what's
Bat,
the theme?
Bat.
Bat Mitzvah. That's
Yeah.
it.
That's what I
No,
think.
but it's funny.
Shout out to Montreal's own. I think what's his name? Oh my goodness, Jay Baruchel's sister, who's a rabbi,
Baruchel
is
sucks.
the religious
Teacher or whatever.
consultant on that movie.
Yeah.
In real life?
In real life, in that movie,
Okay,
she's
that's
religious
fine. Her I have nothing against. It's the brother I don't really care much for.
What's wrong with my hometown?
Oh, I've
what
talked
else
about why
is
I don't like
there?
Baruchel. Baruchel's a jackass. He
Oh,
insults
yeah.
I wonder if did we already name 8 movies, or he's close to
feel like
and
we
then the
did.
last
Yeah.
the last one he did
Way more
was he's the astronaut and he interacts with an
Is that a Netflix
alien,
one though?
and the alien's messing with his mind and stuff. I think that was
I
the
don't even
last
know
one
that
he did.
Yeah. Is that one Netflix though?
I think that's Netflix.
So Spaceman, Murder Mystery 2, You Are Not Invited to My Bat Mitzvah, Hustler, Blended.
What's Hustler?
Hustler is the basketball one.
Yes, yeah. He plays a recruiter for the 69ers, Philadelphia 69ers, and he finds a guy in South America to come play.
Yeah.
And
This is the air up there, but serious.
Yeah.
Like
Funny
Well,
enough,
it's not just because he's
John is
super
there.
tall. I think like the guy actually kind of has raw talent, but he's not
but I get what
polished
Dave's
yet.
saying. The sense
Yeah,
of like
but
those
it's like
basketball recruitment movies from back in the day. Because
Right.
remember they had a bunch of them when we were younger. That the whole like you find the great hope, blue chip, and all these different,
And then I think the last one he did was an animated movie where he plays
Theo, the
Yeah, he
lizard.
plays a rat.
oh, that one I know that.
No,
right?
lizard.
He plays a lizard and he's talking
Yeah.
to all the kids, and he's like this old Jewish lizard.
Yeah.
And the kids are like talking, they're afraid of stuff. He's like, "Oh, don't be afraid." And that one's really nice. That one's like, that's got a lot of heart. That one's got a lot of heart.
Oh, crazy. And then so I just looked up Adam Sandler movies on Netflix. The list is pretty extensive. They don't even list most of the. So they have like the Ridiculous Six, which was the first one I talked about, which is a play on the Hateful Eight. They have Sandy Wexler, which is the agent one that we completely forgot about.
I don't know what that one is.
Yeah, they have The Week of, the father, two fathers with clashing views about their children's upcoming wedding.
Oh, that's with what's his name? Chris Rock. I remember. Yeah, I remember hearing about that one.
Murder Mystery, which you mentioned.
Is that serious? That last one? The week
Yeah.
one?
Which one?
The
The one
Week
Chris
of is
Rock?
a series. It's not a movie.
It's not. Sorry, it's not a comedy.
It's a comedy.
It's a comedy. Yeah.
Okay.
Murder Mystery 1, Hubie's Halloween, Hustle, Murder Mystery 2, and then you are so not invited to my bat mitzvah, Leo, and Blended. And then the ones that got pulled from Netflix recently are pretty much all the other ones. So I guess the extension of that deal ended in 2024 because
Really? They got pulled.
Yeah, well, I
thought they were like Netflix, and then that stays there.
No. Well, none of these ones are Netflix. These are because I guess he had
his older stuff.
Yeah, they had to deal with what I imagine is Happy Madison.
Okay.
Well, they got all those ones, but now the Waterboy, Punch Drunk Love, Billy Madison, Spanglish, Click. I now pronounce.
Okay.
Yeah, all those ones got
older
pulled.
movies that came out in theaters, but back in the day.
Oh,
and his Netflix special.
Oh yeah, I didn't mention it, but yeah, he has a Netflix special. Punch Drunk Love is the one where he just has severe anger issues, but falls for someone, and it's essentially
isn't he an alcoholic too?
Yeah. But there's like he has multiple issues, but he's essentially it's like a rom-com without the com. It's like it's a romantic drama.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
I guess is the I'm trying to think what
a dramedy.
No, but that's a comedy. So what's a romantic drama? Rama?
I have no idea.
No, that just counts as just drama.
Yeah, I guess so.
Is his movie with Don Cheadle? Was it even on Netflix? Do you know what I'm talking about?
Oh,
he's the dentist.
Yes, I don't see the list. I don't see it on the list here.
And he has a special. I mean, wait, is he singing songs in front of people again?
No,
he did stand up again.
Really?
Yeah.
Jesus.
Dude's been busy this whole
I was about
time.
to say, I've never heard of any of this happening. All like, don't get me wrong, I know he's a very like well-paid actor and he's been set up, but like I feel like I've not heard about any of this except for the bat mitzvah. And the only reason why I knew about bat mitzvah is because when I was on my honeymoon, we so happened to have Netflix on one of our hostels or Airbnbs, and I was like, oh, sure, let's watch this.
Yeah, because I think it's both of his daughters or one of them is in that movie or something like that, from what I remember.
Nepo babies. Yo, speaking of Nepo babies, I have been watching what's Unstable, the Rob Lowe series on Netflix.
Mm.
Boy.
Only because Lamorne Morris is in season 2, so I got excited. I was like, yes, Lamorne. I love seeing that guy in things. New Girl, Bloodshot, which was horrible, but he was fantastic in it. And then Unstable, which I didn't really enjoy that season 1 as much as I probably could have. Rob Lowe has a series. His son is the other star, so it's very, very Hollywood. Like it oozes the idea of like, I have money, I'm gonna put my kid on screen with me to star in something. But then Lamorne shows up, so I was like, okay, fingers crossed, I'm gonna enjoy this. But then another Nepo baby shows up. Dan Apatow's kid, Iris, shows up.
But that's the thing, though. Now, like, you know what's funny? Like back in the day, it was like that was so rare. Like you had what Donald Sutherland.
I don't think it
and
was
he
as rare
was,
as you
the
might
only
think it
one
is.
you knew of, and everyone else was so nice and low brow. Now it's like, hey,
No.
I was gonna say, Jawz, go ahead, hit him with it.
Well, who was it? What's his name? Martin Sheen.
Yeah, Charlie Sheen.
Emilio Estevez.
Yeah.
Yeah, but Emilio Estevez had a different name. That's how much low key they wanted you to be.
Yeah, but he looked like his daddy.
Well, originally
knew.
his last name was Estevez, but back in the day, it's like, hey, if you have an ethnic sounding name, no one's gonna like you. So he changed it to Sheen.
Right.
And then one of his sons took his name, and then the other one was like, no, I'm proud of my heritage, Mighty Ducks.
Yeah. I'm gonna own it with the
I will say though, Emilio knew that the alliteration of the E name was going to work to his advantage.
Emilio.
Like Carlos, because Charlie Sheen's real name is Carlos, probably.
It's like hella Spanish, yeah. Hella.
I would imagine it's
Medico
Carlos.
Vivo.
Yeah. What is Charlie Sheen's real name?
Viva la raza.
But you guys are describing people like I'm not saying those things didn't happen, but it's
Yeah,
not. But it's not
Carlos
like love and
Erwin Estevez.
Oh Jesus.
Oh, who else? Wait, hold on.
No, but I'm just saying, like, no, but I'm not. No one went out and made like I'm gonna make Love and Thunder just so that everyone's kids in everyone who's has kids are gonna have them in the movie.
Yeah, that's one thing.
What I'm trying to say.
That's one thing. The Nepo babies got their own platforms back in the day, whereas now I feel like the Nepo babies are being. Well, mind you,
like, there was a sink and swim. Like,
but I think I
sink or swim. Now it's you're gonna swim because you're in the movie with Daddy. The only exception.
I think you wouldn't know in the sense of certain people. I think like a lot of times their parents were like background people or like what's her name? Louis Dreyfus. Great. The woman that plays Elaine. Yeah, her dad is somebody.
Yeah.
But isn't he like a writer?
But yeah, I don't know if he was an actor though.
Yeah, he was.
I mean, I'm just saying like either they're background, like either writers, directors, like other people that you wouldn't.
And I've talked about this before. Hannah from the with Gene Smart, the show that they have there, Hacks. She's the daughter of a famous former SNL member, cast member. So I mean, now the thing that always comes into play is
Jamie Lee Curtis too. Is one.
Jamie Lee Curtis, yes, her father.
I remember she brought it up. She was like, I still have to bust my ass to do the work and get
Drew Barrymore,
get where I need to be. It's not like, oh, hey, like it'll get your foot in the door, but if you suck.
Well, that's it. Like that's what I was saying. Like in this new generation, it's like you're gonna perfect example, even though they only did it because the original actor they wanted literally hit puberty and couldn't do it. Ryan Reynolds' kid Deadpool in the movie that came out.
Yeah,
but that's only because the kid from Adam
Scotell or something.
Yeah.
From
the Adam Project.
He
aged out because like it went from like
took 6 years to make.
Like, why don't you talk for 2 seconds? And they heard him. They're like, yeah, no.
You sound like an adult male, Percy Jackson.
I think also in the credits, if you read the credits, I think at some point it says Hugh Jackman's handler, and I think it's one of Ryan Reynolds' kids. I think because it's something Reynolds, right? And I'm like, Like that's interesting. Like it's not even in the regular credits. It's like in the end, the tail end.
Yeah.
The extra credits. Where they throw
He just
on.
wanted Re- he
And I
just
think it's
wanted
one of his kids.
Reynolds
So, Mr. Hugh, you want it on set?
But that's my thing. I just Hollywood is so nepo baby heavy, and that it's always funny to me that the celebrities, some of them will pretend like, well, no, like we did our work, and it's just like, sure, yes.
No, you didn't.
Some of you are doing the work now, but you did get a big leg up before it all started because mommy and daddy are successful Hollywood celebrities in some way or form. And Jack Quaid, bless his soul, he's out there doing all the sci-fi stuff. He's Superman. He's in The Boys. He's in Star Trek Lower Decks. He's in all this stuff. But mommy and daddy are Dennis Quaid and Meg Ryan.
And he looks like a merger of both of them.
Yeah,
Like,
so weirdly,
it looks like they took, like, when they have those moments
Conan
where they
O'Brien
fuse people together. Yeah, exactly. But I mean, at the same time, who would have ever thought that Hollywood would be based off of blood money, Brian? Like, really? Like, we're gonna, that's literally what's happening. They're just being open about it.
Skinny hit us.
I know also, I was listening to Neil Brennan's podcast, Blocks, and there's a guy named Simon Rich, and I think his dad used to write reviews for plays and stuff, and he got to go to Harvard, and like he was a writer on SNL and all that kind of stuff. And he was talking about being at Harvard, and you would notice the kids that you have a scholarship, and someone in your dorm has the same last name as your scholarship, or the building that you're going to class in has the same name as other dude that's like in the next dorm down the road.
Yeah.
But he was saying, like, even though, again, like I think, like I mentioned before, like there's a lot, there's nepo babies everywhere, but are they even good? And how long is mommy and daddy going to front them that money?
Right. Like that's the thing with Quaid. Quaid is actually talented. He wouldn't have gotten, like he did the Hunger Games, and he's done a bunch of other things years later and is still successful and is still doing well. But what are the odds he gets that Hunger Games if mommy and daddy aren't?
Oh my God. What about the Wayans? The Wayans family.
That's different.
They did it as a crew.
Yeah,
that's different.
No, not even. Apparently, Keenan got in. Keenan was the main one. Like he produced Eddie Murphy's Raw and all that kind of stuff.
I'm not going to put Keenan's.
Wayans are the successful Taxi 5, bro.
Yeah,
I'm going to say the closest thing. He said everybody else in the family still had to audition, but I think the closest thing you'll get is, what was it, DJ SW?
Shawn Wayans.
That's the worst one.
The person who did the worst in the auditions got to be the DJ. I read that story too.
And then he actually called it out in the show. It's like, I got my uncle with the boom mic. I got this dude working the camera, and the camera starts veering off to the left.
I get what you're saying. It's just that when I'm thinking nepo babies, I'm not thinking of the Wayans who, as a family, produced a show together and all got their Keenan did decent for himself before, but that show helped put him on an even bigger map because it wasn't a cable show. It was a network TV show that became super popular. Super Bowl spot, pulled people away from the Super Bowl.
Before they all know Michael Jackson.
Right. We all know why
they had to get Michael Jackson to beat a black show. Imagine that. What a world.
You now have halftime shows because of them, like crazy shit like that. You're just like, okay. But that's different in my head than, Brolin. Josh Brolin's great, but Daddy Brolin was an actor first. You know what I mean?
What? Who's his dad?
Josh Brolin's dad is the
husband of Barbara Streisand.
Yeah.
He
was an actor. Right. He's a famous actor.
If you don't know who he is as an actor, that's who he is as a person.
Yeah.
Oh shit.
I'd say the first real success, or the one that in generations.
James Brolin.
Wendell, catch this one. He's White Stedman.
Yeah.
I mean, we're doing him dirty. I feel like we're doing him.
Yeah, James Brolin is a decent actor.
I don't know any of the
White Stedman is a fantastic.
You said if you don't know him as an actor, so I mean, Stedman was like a famous tycoon type, whatever that nobody knew.
Because I remember when this is her second or third, wherever she remarried, right? And then that was like the big thing on all the tabloid TV shows back in the 90s and 2000s,
That was so good. The white Stedman. Oh my God, James Brolin. We disrespected James Brolin.
He will beat my ass. Oh shit.
Robert Downey Jr.'s one.
We didn't even get through the rest of the news, so let's go back to.
Sorry. Big old tangent.
Two people that I don't think have any Nepo in their families: Quinta Bronson from Abbott Elementary and Stephanie Husu. I hope I pronounced that correctly. Who from Everything Everywhere All at Once, and also on Kite Man Hell Yeah, which is now on Max. We were actually literally just watching it right before we started the pod. They're teaming up on a Universal comedy called Par for the Course, which is Quinta's going to be writing. We also have Star Wars project. Lando is not moving forward, says the director, Justin Simeon, which is very unfortunate.
That's a shame for what's his name? For Childish. No, he wasn't.
But he's so busy. That's the other thing.
Yeah, who's playing Lando? I mean, that guy's just doing everything right now.
Yeah. Like I almost wonder if that fell apart because they're just like, there's no one has the time. Every single person that was probably going to work on it was just like, nah, I got shit going on. I'm good. Star Wars. Thanks, Disney.
That kind of sucks because I would have liked to see it kind of like maybe, Lando, he's finally settled down. He's not Han Solo who's just doing it till he's dead. You know what I mean? Just a scoundrel.
When were you going to set it?
Yeah, it was going to be Childish Gambino. It was going to be Donald Glover.
No, but I'm saying like, Lando, like, what is his name? Oh my goodness. The guy that originally played Lando. Billy D, like he's still around, right? He's still alive. It would have been cool to have him. Oh, I remember this time when, and then he recounts.
Oh, you want to
then you have
you
have him
a Billy D. Williams Lando, How I Met Your Mother would be pretty fucking fire.
I would have been down. I would have been very down.
Or you do one episode, or you get one episode.
No, dude,
it's like who's this old dude that's talking, and then it comes around, and then boom, it's Billy D. They're like,
I want this idea. I want to put it out in the ether right now.
I want a weekly. Hey, if you can do young Indy, give me a fucking young Lando. Because if you gave me Billy D sitting at a bar drinking a drink and like laughing,
this reminds me of the time.
Remember this time, and then it goes into the episode. Dude, I am watching that. I'm watching every episode.
And only one episode does the thing have to say 45D on it, or
I'm down. I'm down.
But I remember like when he was on Martin, and he was like, helping Martin with his relationship and stuff, and Martin's like, oh, thanks, and he goes and runs off. So it's like, like he's just really good. Like his voice is so smooth. He's so smooth. Like you just want to tell me more. Like give me more nuggets. Give me more gems. Like
he was like he's like Morgan Freeman. Like Morgan Freeman's always owned it. Like, has always been that guy. But like he's got that smooth.
Billy D. I want to watch this Billy D show so bad now. Like if AI gets good enough, this is gonna be one of my first prompts. Make me a Star Wars show with Billy D. Williams playing Lando, telling stories about his old adventures.
I mean, if no one has time to do it, then why don't you just animate it?
Yo,
I mean, I know Billy D.
Bigger fact,
even
fucking
the Lego Batman movie as Harvey Dent as Two-Face.
So.
The comments made in this episode should not be used. It will be wrong. Leave them alone. These are Jawz's ideas. Someone put this in a vault somewhere because these fuckers are gonna steal your shit. And in 5 years,
as long as it happens,
don't get mad.
Quick question about Star Wars.
Hit us.
Is there a point in Star Wars that it's like, okay, does Earth exist in the world of Star Wars?
No,
not at all.
No.
They say we've never been to it.
Bring it down.
I was gonna say it's a galaxy far, far away, which technically would suggest that we are in it because we could be the planet away from the galaxy far, far away.
Right.
Also, long time ago in a galaxy far, far away. They always say that at the beginning. So
we they could be in primitive medieval Earth time, but doing all their stuff.
So
even earlier, like dinosaur era, like.
Because I was wondering, has there ever been
Earth doesn't even become a ball yet?
Right. I was just gonna say.
Big Bang
primordial ooze is
didn't even form yet. It's still that area of where the Milky Way is still gas.
Some person
hasn't even been formed into a star, and boom.
Yeah. Is there any point where they explained the beginning of their galaxy? Because these people must have started off on the ground before they got up in them stars.
No, because the series,
no one's gonna do
the series doesn't go that far back. They don't go that far back.
No, that by the time we're old, that will happen.
Okay.
Like that's going to be the time when they're like, we really run out of ideas, guys, and we can't think what the future is going to be anymore.
I don't think that's happening in our lifetime. In our lifetime, we will never.
They're
We
gonna
will
like,
never see them go that far back to like the planet
Before the
that
stars?
started. Yeah, because it's Coruscant, right? That's one of the main planets, and it's like the main international hub planet. So I would imagine
It's centered around
maybe
Coruscant.
yeah,
and
like maybe
Naboo.
Coruscant before space travel, but
I could see them be
they're
like,
not doing it.
The epic prequel
I
to
could-
Star Wars.
I could see them like dusting off this thing, like, what is this? Oh,
Ground.
we could do this for Star Wars. Metachlorians?
No.
Make it like the WC? What's the
Oh, no.
CW? What does that mean?
Oh no, please no.
All right.
Earth Wars.
Last thing I have here, John Wick
Sad
4
Wars.
sequel series from Keanu Reeves and Chad. I can never pronounce this dude's
Wait.
last name.
But they already
Stahelski.
You mean number 5?
Yeah, no, not a number 5. They want to build more in the universe of John Wick. I know. I don't want to stick on this for too long because we have other stuff we're supposed to talk about. But
They're beating that, aren't they? They're beating that dead. Yep.
I just want the
Where's the
ballerina.
ballerina?
Yeah, exactly. Give us ballerina and then stop. Like,
Because did he really Did he really die in the last one? I forget now.
oh
I
yeah,
still have
no,
to
this.
see it. I can't even remember.
No,
Okay, I
he
won't tell
died.
you that.
No, whatever.
We all seen it.
Oh, okay,
I
yeah,
haven't,
he
I
dies.
haven't seen him before,
Yeah,
but
he dies.
it's my fault. Go
I
on.
read. I had to
He
read
died.
that. He died.
He dies.
Yeah.
But
He
he
didn't
dies.
James Bond die, but he died.
No, yeah.
Boom.
He
He's came
sets
on
it up-
dead.
He sets it up that he's just like, okay, at the end of this, I'm dead. That's it. I don't want to do this anymore. And you understand by the time you see him go up the stairs, have that last fight, that he's like, he wins, but it's essentially like, okay, at the end of this, I don't care. I'm not coming back.
There's no more thing to for me. There's no more vengeance in me anymore because I revenged.
I revenged,
Yeah,
or I avenged.
I
But the
avenged
thing-
everything I needed
Two
to.
things that they
All
did
the
though that I'm like, if you're gonna do it. They leaned at Donnie taking over the franchise because
Mhm.
they have that post-credit scene with Donnie and his daughter.
Yep.
And the show The Continental was supposed to be another angle for them to continue, and I didn't like The Continental, so
I didn't
Oh,
even
you
watch
got canceled already?
it's a limited series, so they weren't planning to make more.
No,
No,
it was
no,
too
no,
far
no.
back. The Continental, if you were going to do it, you should have done it now and continue.
Yeah.
Like you going back to when, what was his name?
Winston?
Winston has like, I don't care.
I kinda
Why do I
care.
care?
It's true. They didn't introduce anything that I cared about in that series.
You're,
Like,
you're not
Yeah.
going to learn. Oh, we learned why they're not allowed to kill on premise. It's pretty obvious.
Yeah.
You know, like,
Hey, we'll have a bunch of
Yo.
hitman in one room. Nah,
He's on fire. Let's go,
stop
Dave.
killing everybody. Not allowed.
facts
Oh,
though. It was.
I
I'm-
want
I honestly-
to know about the bartender that was hooking up John at the first movie. Like that seemed like it was going to do something, and then just that's
Anything-
gone.
you know who would have been an interesting character to maybe have followed growing up? If you're gonna go do that, it wouldn't have been Winston. It would have been the guy who passed away.
Lance
relatively-
Reddick.
Yeah,
Lance
his
Reddick.
character would have been.
Well, that's
interesting.
it.
He was actually in the dirt,
But-
whereas the other guy was like a politician.
But like
Mm.
the Continental does have him, and it has his origin story where he comes here to work for Mel Gibson's character, the Winston from before, and the Mel Gibson's character is insane and just treats him poorly, and this dude just wants to be able to bring his family over and like provide for his family and stuff, and this guy is essentially implying like, no, you're my slave.
Mm.
Like the character falls in love with someone and Mel Gibson kills the guy because he's just like, oh, I don't want you to leave, so I took care of, like, because the guy asked what's Reddick's character's name,
I
anyways.
don't know. Something with an L, I feel.
Yeah, he asked the guy like, would you want to leave with me, this like violinist, and he's just like, oh, I'll think about it. And then this moron goes and tells Mel Gibson, and Mel Gibson goes and gleans the guy, just kills him, and like kills him in a nasty way.
He's
and-
just the hotel manager.
Yeah, the hotel manager. Yeah,
He doesn't really
it's
have
rude.
a name.
It's rude, and
It's
it didn't
rude.
make-
Rude.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. No, I
do you
I
feel
jumped
for-
to number one, and I just like, oh, I don't really.
How nasty is a kill, Brian?
Charon?
dude. Yeah, that's it.
Charon?
Yeah, Charon.
Charon.
Charon is the name of the guy. The
That's Lancer's characters. He finally. I went to number 4, and it's like, oh, he has a name. Okay,
Yeah.
cool.
Charon in Greek mythology is the guy that carries you across the river Styx, and that's where the name comes from.
Deep.
The kill is nasty. He beats him to death with like a cane. and it's like
shit. Come on.
it's gross, and I just but it's for no reason. But that's the thing; it's for literally no reason. The guy didn't do anything. He
It's
just
for love and to crush love.
that's the
Love
shit.
doesn't exist on the continent.
That's the shit that bothers me. It was literally to crush love, and I was like, "That's some lazy."
Like those wild. Remember that excessive kill from Luke Cage season 2, where they just lit nigga on fire for no reason? They
No.
could have just shot him in the head. They're like, nah, let's just burn him.
Dude,
No,
if we
no,
made
no,
a
we
list
gotta
of
make a point.
excessive,
I mean, what's his name's death from
The
that
Walking
zombie
Dead?
show? Yeah, the
Yes.
baseball bat. Like, he knows what I'm talking
Yes,
about.
He's alive.
I
He's still alive, right? He's still
Glenn.
alive. He's
Yeah.
still good. He's still good. His eyeball's out of his head. He's still good. He's not
Nah.
dead yet.
that we,
The denial of fans.
and starts repeating their first date. And
yeah,
then
like
that's the last kill.
they need to make a list of gruesome, pointless, excessively gruesome. That because it's not like it's one thing if you're doing these shits in a slasher film, but to do it in a regular ass show is like
TV.
what are you doing?
You know, I like how we're talking about this, and you do know the show Hannibal exists, right?
Oh shit!
But the show Hannibal-
And that was like what, every episode?
Because that's the
Yeah,
that's about it.
In the show Hannibal, I understood. Also, you don't always see the kills; you see the effect of the kill.
You only just see mean break.
Like,
Like the redheaded guy in Walking Dead. I think he was just talking one time, and someone like busts off his face, or they shot him in the eye with an arrow, and he just died.
Yo,
Dude, just no reason. He's just like, "Beep," and you're like, why? For no why?
wild.
Surprise!
Good conversation, dude.
I
Because
think
then this
it's
thing would have
try.
been
not
boring.
like horror. It's just like, you know, this guy's gonna just his head's gonna explode. His head's
Yeah,
gonna
yeah,
explode. Like it's like with you know, okay, I'm not gonna. We're not doing Deadpool spoilers. Sorry.
I mean,
do
we
it
already
last
talked
week.
about
You
last
Destroy
week. So.
Deadpool, you
Do
can
it. Fuck it, yeah.
Oh, okay. Like,
Spoiler
you know, it's
alert.
like, I was gonna say like a nice pool. Oh,
Oh,
you see
yeah.
his
Oh
face.
yeah,
Of course. That's the biggest Chekhov gun I've ever see one.
I was waiting for it.
I'm
for
gonna
him.
live.
nice
I'm
cool
I'm like,
death.
when I
Nice
saw
Cool
the
Death
first time,
was
I was
so
like,
good.
"Ee." I squeezed up my eyes. I didn't see the explosion. Second time I saw it, I was like, okay, I know it's coming. I'm ready.
Honestly,
That's
but I
crazy.
mean that movie does such a good job of telling you when he says you can have these golden desert eagles over my dead body. You're like,
Right, and
well,
he
we
looks at
know
the
you're
camera.
dying.
Yeah, because it's
100% you die now because Deadpool wants those guns and he's gonna get those guns. That's it.
like Rocket
Yeah.
asking for your arm, bro. That's gonna
Yeah.
happen.
Hey, can you get me his eye?
Yeah,
I
exactly.
really need his eye. Here. I got you his eye. What do you want it? No reason.
I just want.
I think it's
yeah,
funny.
Yeah.
What a
Why would
dick.
you be a Deadpool if you never had cancer? You idiot. That
Yeah, I
guy-
know. That's it. Nice Pool didn't even make sense. Like who?
Nice Pool-
So he was just ex-military who decided to wear a red suit and run around.
I like
What?
that
Like-
his red suit have molded
Yeah.
muscles on it.
Yeah.
I think I was going to say probably his side name is Canadian Pool, but in
Well,
the
there's another
credits
Canadian
towards the
Pool,
end
though.
is somebody else.
Yeah. Yeah. Exactly.
Because he doesn't say sorry. He says sorry.
I know.
You know, like it's just like, ooh.
I hated it. I hated it.
ooh.
I was so mad when I heard it in the theater. I was like, y'all need to
I
stop.
was like,
We
you're
do
doing
not
that on
sound like
purpose. I know.
What about it?
I'm not from Saskatchewan. How about y'all shut the fuck up? I hate that.
Not from Saskatchewan. Wow, don't do that to Saskatchewan.
Yeah.
They're all right, people.
I'm not hating on
There's
them.
people in Ontario that do it
Manitobians.
too, or they move
Okay, Ontario, you can, yeah, whatever.
from west to east. So
Ontario's so big, you just like,
Yeah, Jesus. We got to get into it. I don't know if everyone had the chance to watch it, but Batman Caped Crusader.
okay, so I'm like halfway through.
All right, bomb.
Oh, okay.
Jaws.
I'm a
I'll
good
try to
far
watch
way
it this
through.
weekend. I need
So
to-
that
I
we
need-
got to
I need-
talk. So,
Yeah, talk.
Kenny, what episode are you up to then? Because then we won't
I'll
spoil.
try not to.
Oh, blood clot Harley Quinn doing all the craziness and
Hey!
Barbara being like, "What are you doing?"
Get it.
I think I watched it after that, but Barbara's really like, "Nigga, like, what?"
I gotta say, I was okay. So,
Well,
Dave, I'll let you start because I know you wanted to talk about it. I'm just pulling up the episodes to see.
All right.
Which
So
I was gonna
episodes-
say, like, is everybody enjoying the different, like the different takes on everybody?
Bro, it was one
Okay.
episode. Why are people
I
crying?
think there's pluses and minuses.
Skinny, what'd you just say though?
It was okay. I saw a bunch of hoopla over like a penguin being, but
Woman, yeah.
a woman. But it's one episode. I thought it was like a seasonal
Well,
thing,
that's
bro.
the
It's
thing,
one
yeah.
episode.
But that's the thing, right? So like the one thing about this show, first of all, it seems that there's not much reoccurrence seeming
No.
to happen compared to like the original. So again, this is not meant to be connected to the animated series. They've gone on record saying we didn't want to revisit that.
Right.
This is just a younger version of Batman. It's not supposed to be connected whatsoever.
I see links though. You see the links.
You do see
Yeah, you
little
see the
ones,
links, but it's
not many.
But it's
But I
the
mean-
same way that there's links anytime you're going to tell the Spider-Man story.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You
But
know,
I mean,
like,
like you can kind of tell that it's not the same only because you just have to look at the Catwoman and it'll tell you where
yeah,
they're
true.
kind of
Exactly.
going with it off of the Catwoman.
Exactly.
girl
But
sold
here's the
her
thing. So
out.
I think that's a good example of something that has something that I like but irked me at the same time. So first of all, the Penguin, the actual character,
Yeah.
great. I love that she was menacing.
Yeah.
I love that she was all flamboyant and stuff.
Yeah.
I thought the character was great. Her killing her sons, interesting twist.
Yeah.
Interesting twist. The only thing I didn't like that you called it the Penguin because it's so polar opposite of who the Penguin was. Nothing to do with genitalia. Having to do with the fact that the Penguin, he's not a showboater.
Nope.
He is not one. He's a politician
Yep.
in the darkness.
Yeah.
He's supposed to not have a family. That's the whole reason why he became bitter in the first place, is because everyone abandoned him because
I
of his
thought
looks.
that was weird too. I was like,
And-
why are we giving him
Yeah.
kids and a?
The whole thing. But she as a character, you could have called her.
I know she was.
the
She was-
albatross. Like,
she
I don't.
was. She was so good. She was well done. I just didn't like that it was and this is the thing we always I've always said on the show. I feel like we've often said it too, though. You don't need to skin characters.
Yeah.
You can create new ones, and this was a perfect opportunity to create new ones, because the same way that Harley Quinn is one of the most popular characters and the Batman the animated series created Harley Quinn, is the same way you could take advantage of the fact that you are doing this show that everyone's excited for. Everyone knows Bruce Timm is back in the house. He's got his finger on the pulse of Batman fandom and could introduce a cool character. And instead, you gave us a female version of the Penguin that doesn't feel like the Penguin.
And if you would have called her like the Mademoiselle or something.
Yeah, sorry, Jesus.
Sorry, go on. But
I was gonna say, I wonder if they added that aspect to it just to be like, hey, remember Batman Returns? What if we took that aspect at the beginning that like was a whole story in and of itself, and then make that a part of the actual character, as opposed to that character doing it onto that, getting it done to them as a just like, hey, what if Bruce's family just abandoned them as opposed to his parents getting killed?
This
But
is
everything
a
you're
changed.
everything you're saying is a reach that we would have to guess. You
Or we
didn't
just have to ask them and say like, hey,
But-
what was your plan here?
but
We'll
for me,
probably
it's
find
just
out in
like-
20 years.
But for this character, whereas like let's say the Harley Quinn was a bit of a reimagination, sure. This was more like, I'm just going to do the opposite of everything the Penguin does. If he goes left, I'm going to go right, even to the gender. Like that's everything that was, and that's the thing that threw me off about it. For the Harley Quinn thing, I like that character, but for me, it's like,
well,
there is no Harley Quinn without the Joker. Like
this Harley Quinn is Hugo Strange.
yeah, that's
That's the thing. That's
amazing. That's a really
okay.
This Harley Quinn, when I was
That's a
watching
good
it, I was just
analogy.
like, oh, you guys have decided to do Hugo Strange as Harley Quinn, which I don't mind, but again, you could have just done Hugo Strange then.
Or maybe they just want to
if you would have race bent gender bent Hugo Strange, that's fine, because like that character is legit Hugo. Now, I thank you for pointing out. I didn't really catch on to that when I watched it the first time, but like if that would have been just Hugo Strange, Huguetta, whatever, because they Oswalda, I think is the name they gave.
Yeah,
it was such
Oswalda.
a lazy.
And that's
Anyway,
we're talking about the Batman the Cape
Yeah.
Crusader, by the way.
Yeah.
Okay, I was just about to ask.
Yeah.
But I
Sorry.
wonder if they're doing this just to throw people off, because fans know everything, and then it's just like, well, I'm gonna this is this guy. Wait, what? And you just get judo tripped, and you're like, wait,
it's
why
like
did you do that?
Elseworlds, right? It's just a different thing. One thing I will give a kudos, and I'll put it back to the floor though. One thing I will give a strong, the biggest of kudos on the show, and it's a small spoiler, but it's not a big one. It's not going to destroy anything for you, Skinny.
Mhm.
The fact that they made a whole season
Mhm.
and you didn't do the Joker, I give applause on that. And you kept my
yeah.
attention the whole time.
Great.
I thought that was a good idea. I'm sorry.
Happy.
That,
Happy for
that,
that, yeah.
that-
Nice.
that's a good one. That's like doing
Batman Beyond.
yeah.
My-
It's like doing Doctor Doom every time you're gonna do like, oh, I'm gonna make the first movie of Fantastic Four with Doctor Doom. Okay, but
No,
like,
I'm with Dave.
But-
Yeah, I feel that. Yeah.
Doom.
I'll
Nice.
say this about deciding not to do Joker. You're doing what everyone else has done already, though, because Batman Begins, you introduce Joker in the post credit. The Batman, you introduce Joker in the post credit, and even in this show, sorry, spoilers, but Skinny, I'm sure you knew. Guess what? In the post credit scene of the last episode, you introduce Joker.
Really?
They always do that. They always introduce Joker in the post-credit scene. Stop doing that.
But still a full season. It's still a
yeah,
full
but you're
season.
still bringing Joker in at the end
but you're
every
not gonna,
time.
You're not going to ignore the concept that Joker
yes,
exists.
just skip the dude.
You
So
know,
you're saying you want a Batman show that never ever touches Joker? That's a little weird.
Why not? You can have Batman without
So
the
his
Joker.
parents are going to be alive. Like, how's that
Joker's not the one who killed his parents. That's one version of the story.
I would
be
like
surprised-
a go on.
No, you go on, Skinny. You go.
I would like a Joker to show up in the season 3.
Sure, but
If they
don't
get
do it-
Season 3, because I would by season 3, where this is going, if you show Barbara Gordon, stop it. We're gonna get Batgirl. Don't even do that to me. And if you don't, cool. But we're gonna get Batgirl. Eventually, you're gonna get Robin. Fine. But I want it to have the Bat family, all of them thinking, this is easy, cool. And then Joker shows up, and she gets wild, like wild. And
Skinny,
that would make sense.
I would dare say I don't think we get Batgirl. She's
You
a
don't?
she's a district attorney. She's not
True.
a teenager.
Yeah.
So
Yeah,
when
that's a bit
I'm
weird.
watching, when I'm watching this show,
I'm
and Barbara
putting
Gordon,
away criminals by day, and
Right.
punch them in the face at night.
or,
and then-
or this is the one.
You
this is
mean
the universe
Daredevil?
that they hook up right
No,
away.
but that would
Oh, sorry, and she's
like
not a
imagine if someone
district attorney,
finds
she's an
out she's
independent.
Batgirl, right? That will
Yeah.
mess up. Oh well, we have to. Everything's a mistrial now.
Yeah. because if you get Batgirl to do that, you essentially make Daredevil. Like you're a lawyer who then goes out and beats up people for the real justice system, and it's just
She
like, well,
go
no.
lose her
You're a
job.
shitty
Watch,
lawyer
she's gonna
that
lose
has
her
to
job.
bring up
But notice how Bruce and her are closer to the same age, so they might skip. Like, there's
I
always
don't
that taboo, but she's too young.
Bruce,
might-
dear Bruce Timm, please do
Yeah, leave that
different
alone.
stories.
Don't
Do
do that.
I
different
wanna do.
stories.
Is my
different-
toys now?
Do different stories. Don't do like the Clayface episode.
It
Fantastic.
was a fantastic episode.
Clayface
Great
episode is
episode,
one
yeah.
of the best.
It's best fantastic. It's one of the best.
I would dare say it's one of the best versions of any Batman story because the way they do that Clayface is fantastic.
I didn't realize it was Clayface until I was like, "Oh, it's Clayface."
Right.
I was like, "Nice, good job."
And a lot of people have been saying one of the things they love about this Batman series is Batman is actually being a detective. Just
Yep.
like you had the Batman movie where Batman is actually doing detective work, and you're just like, oh yeah, Batman doesn't just fly across rooftops and beat up criminals in
I
alleyways.
love that he has
That's what
no
I'm saying.
gadgets. Like this nigga got no technology. I
No,
love it.
none.
My man with the
Except for
newspaper.
his
I'm like,
car.
I love it.
Yeah, the
Or
car is
he's got to
badass.
bring the
Except for his car.
all you got is the
the
car.
science set with him.
But also, yeah,
But it's weird because they leaned a little bit into.
He also don't got hands.
No.
Magical stuff.
he does not have hands. He got
No
his
hands.
ass beat. enough
True.
times.
Beat. He's so rude to Alfred because he gets getting his ass
Yo!
handed to him every night.
Can we
He's so
talk
rude to
about-
Alfred.
He is
Pennyworth,
so
do this shit now.
disrespectful.
He hates him.
He
Bro,
is
if you have to look-
disrespectful to
He's
Alfred.
like,
you have
you
to
need to
look
save my
through-
parents.
this is the first time where, and I'll give Bruce Timm credit for this one. This is the first time that I've watched a Batman show or any Batman story and thought to myself, Pennyworth didn't have a choice in this child becoming Batman. Every other version, I'm always just like, Pennyworth didn't do his job. He let down that child. He's a bad guardian.
Why did
And-
you buy him a teddy bear?
That child, like, this child had trauma and Pennyworth didn't do shit. In this one, when he wakes up in the
At
middle
3
of
in the morning.
at 3 in and comes to Pennyworth's room, Master Bruce, is everything okay? They're all
I'm gonna
gonna
stop
pay.
You're gonna help me.
You're gonna help me.
His neck is gonna turn around the
I
back of his
too-
head and shit.
I too would be petrified if 3 o'clock in the morning this child showed up in the doorway in a storm and said they're all gonna pay. I'd be like, you know what,
Yes.
Master Bruce? Yes, they are.
He tinkered
Yes.
himself a little bit in that one.
Oh,
That he
yes.
himself just a little bit.
This is
The
an
next
Alfred
day,
who
they
is
should have
afraid.
shown Alfred the next day just roping chains around him. Everything okay, Alfred? Yes, everything's fine. Yes.
Black Snake moaning him just to the radiator. He ain't going nowhere, Master Bruce.
You're gonna
Yo,
help
for
me.
real
What?
though. For
Oh
real.
my god.
Is it worth the
I
watch
like-
though?
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
There's one other thing I really like. Consequences to actions. Because even in the first episode, when he does the good thing, he realizes by me doing the good thing, I did what the bad guys wanted me to do and created the war that they wanted.
Yeah.
So that's what was also really cool. There was like consequences of action. People are actually a bunch of cartoon shows. You're like, oh yeah, that building exploded. So obviously people were in it and they died, but you don't really know it because it doesn't get like acknowledged. And this one, there's blatant people dying all the time. I'm like, this is not a freaking kids show. The only thing I disagreed at one point was there's one scene where Batman kind of like rolls between two guys and they directly shoot each other because they try and shoot. And I'm like, I don't know if Batman would have like directly caused on purpose two people to shoot each other.
Well, remember,
Batman
it's
knows
young
no better.
Batman
Well,
too, right?
isn't
That's the
that
way I
his,
would look
like-
at it. It's
Isn't that
young
his
Batman.
thing? Like he,
Oh, no, he beats people
kills
to
people
close.
without killing people.
He breaks arms. Stop it. Like he's
Right.
not trying. Anyways,
He brings you very close. He makes you want to be dead. But
What?
he brings you to the
What's that?
hospital. You can't afford those pills. You can't walk again. But
Jaws hit us.
All them people dead.
Yes, thank you.
All-
I
all
was
them
gonna
dead.
say, like,
Why-
there's no way with his strength.
But here's my why. Here's my
Here we go.
why. He's breaking arms in America.
Yes,
They have to go.
No
and pay for
healthcare.
their-
You
their-
wanted
their
to die.
medical.
You wanted
He
to
can't
die.
afford it. They dead.
I
No,
was just gonna
he's
say,
a rich man. He doesn't think of those problems.
I
That's-
was just about to say, Jaws, I'm so happy you said it.
Last thing
Batman
I'll say.
is using
Oh,
his
man.
privilege to ruin lives, and he does not care.
No
Like,
Medicare.
imagine you're in Gotham and you're like, oh man, you know, I have this weird heart thing. I have to go to the emergency room. You turn the corner in the emergency room, just a bunch of thugs, just their arms.
Oh yeah, those
just
wait hours.
rows.
Wait hours in Gotham
rows.
ER is
Lord.
crazy. Forget it. Don't even go. Yeah. Last thing I'll say, what killed me, man's Firefly when he
I
was
was
looking
just
at the people and they were on fire. I
Yo.
don't know why that was so funny to me, but it
That
shouldn't
was
have been.
intense.
But I was like, wow, you're crazy. Okay.
But I wonder, that one makes me wonder if there are arsonists who are mentally ill and do visualize the beauty of everything being on fire that way. Because he wasn't picturing people in pain. He pictured them on fire, running around and playing and enjoying themselves and like throwing a ball, but they're all on fire. And he's like, and you could see it's like, it's glorious. And you're like, yo, you fucking twisted, dude. Like, that's fucked up.
Oh man, those cops.
Ness.
I mean, I hope there's going to be a season 2. I
course.
can imagine the reason they kind of did the whole Joker thing because the second movie of the Joker's coming out, and you want to oversaturate everybody with Joker. So they're like, okay, let that other movie come out, and then we'll
guess.
do. Our Joker.
I would again. First of all, I'll say it again, as I've said it many times. I don't need this much Batman. I don't need a Penguin show, the Batman movie, part 2, the Joker series, the Joker movie, like, and then this animation. That's
But everyone
4
loves Batman.
Well,
Too
remember,
much-
but
too
remember,
much
they did throw out a Batgirl movie. They just chucked it
Yeah.
Oh
in the trash.
yeah.
Remember that? So there could have been more.
one
but
thing
they're
that
like,
people wanted in that. That they
nah.
threw out.
they
You know what?
literally-
I would
so
trade.
true.
I would trade that back, and people are gonna get mad. But
Oh,
I would trade that Batgirl movie for the Batman 2.
I traded for
nah.
Joker too.
No, I like
So
the
that's-
Batman.
That's an insult.
I
Damn.
said what I
But
said.
I would have liked to see Brendan Fraser do Firefly though. That's what I would have
Dude.
liked to see. That would have been cool to
Honestly,
see.
when you look at all the people they had for that script, for that film, the Batgirl film sounded like it could have been really cool, and they scrapped it for money, and instead we're just getting tons of other Batman IP stuff. And when you look at, there was going to be non-binary characters, a black lead, all this stuff, you're kind of just like, all right, well, I'm going to try and not think that you guys canceled this because it was too diverse. But if I look at everything on paper, it looks really bad where the decisions
I
were
mean,
made.
you let-
That's
Has
what
to be in that
happens when
moment.
there's too much testosterone in one room.
But I mean, like they let Shazam
Just
2
saying.
out. They released Shazam 2.
Hey, I
They-
like the
they-
first
They
Shazam.
released
The first
what
Shazam
was
show,
it?
you're fine. It's the second
they
one.
released the Flash.
But it's because the first one did good.
Like,
Flash. Yeah.
Wait,
you know what? That's a good one. No, that's a very no.
Oh, wait,
let's
hold
be
on,
honest.
hold on,
A
hold
guy
on.
who
Hold on, hold on.
terrorizes people, and they still let that movie fly.
Hold on. I just want to understand, Jawz, when you say that, are you saying that they have let diverse cast stuff
no,
come out?
I'm
No,
saying
like how on earth
they-
are you letting all that stuff go and not that and not that?
Oh, yeah,
Yeah.
okay.
Oh,
yeah,
okay.
yeah.
you,
Like, come on.
you've had 3 bombs in a dying universe.
Yeah.
And then you're
Three
just
bombs
like,
in a
oh, this one
diner
that seems pretty good. Nah. In the
And
trash.
one of those bombs, the guy terrorized people publicly, and it was right.
And then there was a bunch of AI stuff in there too,
Yeah.
right? Like the people that were Superman that are dead didn't even really contact their estates and say, hey, we're going to use them for this show, for this new movie. What's his name? Nicolas Cage saying like, yeah, I said a few lines, but they didn't tell me what they're going to do with it. And then they animated him.
They animated me completely different in the scene.
They didn't even hire me to do the thing. They just animated me, didn't even tell me nothing. So,
and then that starts a whole conversation on the rights. Anyways, that's going to lead us down
to see him in the suit again. He's
no. But I mean, whether or not you want to see him in the suit, you should ask someone if you're going to turn around and put them on screen in the suit without their permission.
I wouldn't mind seeing him in the suit, just
and you paid him money still.
I don't know.
No, it's Jawz. Dave, hold on. Are you saying that if I sign a contract that says I can be in a movie, you can then take completely different performances and everything, make a mock-up 3D model of me and have me do different performances without asking me?
No, I'm saying is if
because that's what happened. That's what we're saying.
That he specified like his likeness would be put into the film at all.
He agreed for his likeness to be in the film, and he read lines.
There you go.
And
but they didn't tell him.
But they didn't tell him he was going to have an entire scene of performance where he's fighting a thing. They didn't ask him for any caption. They didn't do anything.
This is a strong word. Like when.
Let's
say he was in the movie.
If you're on screen, it's a performance, whether or not you talk. What do you
I think for him, he would have made himself like we already know how
hardcore a good lawyer.
Nicolas Cage is about.
Dave is the type of lawyer that would argue, "What is a performance?"
like even if Nicolas Cage was doing like one of his many movies where he's actually doing good work, he would be like, "Hold on, I'm gonna be out for like 2 days. I'll flip this bill. Don't worry." Superman, yes, he's gonna be there to do it.
So, like, if they're doing Rocket Raccoon, they should be upset because instead of you killing this guy, you're gonna kill this guy and this
No,
hold on, you got to explain that more.
That's not the same thing.
You have to explain that more because Rocket Raccoon is a CGI character,
and in this specific scenario, he was a CGI character.
No, with Rocket Raccoon, I'm sure they're showing him like a rough edit. And then
hold on, rewind. Hold on, no, Dave, stop, Dave, stop. Because you are comparing a raccoon that is completely CGI to a human being actor who could have performed the performance. Those are two very different things. I want to set that straight before you continue to make your point.
If in the contract it said that we will use your likeness and we'll be doing it through CGI, I don't see much of a difference.
They probably didn't say that CGI part.
Again, I don't know.
Well, I am not a lawyer. Said
I was not in a
That's what we're saying. If he went public and said, hey, they did a bunch of shit I never signed off on, that means it wasn't in the paper because he wouldn't comment on it.
And same with the families that, Christopher Reeves, the first Superman,
the girl,
all those people never got contacted and said, hey,
no, that for sure. Like that's,
so
yeah, in their head, we own the likeness, and this is where the whole debate over likeness, owning the likeness, comes into play. And
which is important because of AI.
Yeah. And I said this to Tristan Dalala once because I did an interview with him, and I said I would love to have a longer conversation with you about what they do and what you agree to when you do the mocap, because who owns the performance you did with the mocap? And we didn't get a chance to do it, but someone else that works in that industry did tell me once, I know that they've used my performance that I did on game X in this game Y over here, where I was a background character and they have me sitting on a bench and stuff. They just reused all that performance and put it in a different
There's
game.
like a database that they have. And
exactly. And I was just like, and I asked, did you get paid? And it's just like, no, they don't pay me for that. I've already signed the rights off to that performance. And I was like, that seems problematic to me. So that's the stuff.
There's no residuals. That's the main thing. There's no real residuals in that.
Yeah,
no, don't get me wrong. Nick Cage don't need the money, but
I was about to say, like, and also, you know what?
I knew you were going to say, that's why I said it still doesn't matter.
But here's the thing though, like, out of all people considering it's Nick Cage and all the shit he's gone through, he should have lawyered up right away before he signed shit and made sure that it was right. Let's be honest. Out of all the people who should have learned
I don't know. They probably
Nicolas
purposely
Cage
said.
coloring.
They probably purposely said, "You want to play Superman?" You know, boom.
And
Yes.
if they were like, "Hey, look at the pretty birdie, look at the pretty birdie," and you decide to just do this,
Dave.
Dave, you're
Dave-
acting like
Dave
you're,
out here-
Dave,
you know this
Dave
was
is
done in a
repping for big
bar in
business.
Hollywood, and there was lots of cocaine around. This
Dave,
wasn't
I'm
known
sure
for
you would do
mental
the
ones.
same thing if it said, "Hey,
again, if they're using
We
his
can let you play
weaknesses,
Gambit.
whether it's Superman, cocaine, or combination of both, I
Bruh,
mean,
you're
I
out
like
with your
to
boys,
say-
and they'll let's say, "Hey, yo, Nick, you want to play Superman?" He's like, "Do I?" And then that's it. Like, there's-
Like imagine
yo, dream's a
it-
dream's a dream, right?
Skinny.
I would be
Skinny.
so mad if that happened.
Yeah, in Dave's scenario, they come up to this man, have him sign a piece of paper, don't
Repay
call him
some
back,
money.
and just put the performance on the screen. And then later on, they're just like, "Hey, you said you wanted to be in the movie." It's like, nigga, I meant me, not
Yeah.
the CGI. What are you
like,
talking
because
about?
Hey,
again,
here's the equivalent. Here's the
But it's
equivalent. I'll break-
cheaper.
Yeah, it is cheaper. I'll bust it down for the equivalent. Hey, Kill, would you like to produce a song for Jay-Z and Kanye West? Sure. Okay, just send us a beat. Cool, no problem. We'll make sure, don't worry about it. We'll make sure you're there. Okay, cool. Song comes out. It's
Yeah.
not even the beat I gave him. It's
Yeah.
like one part of my drums. All right. There's a video. They're all together. There's mad people you know there too, but you're not there. Same shit. Same exact shit.
And that's problematic.
that high hat.
that's
That high hat
problematic.
was
When you
fire,
fucking
though.
I would also be like, dude, lawyer up and don't sign shit until you fucking read every single little line on
They
that.
said Jay-Z and Kanye. Stop. It's
Again,
just like
okay,
someone saying-
again. Hi, hey, look at the birdie. Look at the birdie. Look at the birdie.
Dave-
Look at the birdie.
Dave,
Dave
the
is
same thing
over
would
here
happen to you
capping for corporate
I'm
America.
not capping. I'm warning people. Be
I
careful.
know, but
that's
like,
what they're doing.
my
No,
my
I'm-
warning.
That's fine. I'll cap whatever you use. Whatever sign you say. I'm trying to get
Capping for
PSA.
corporate America.
PSA. Learn if they're doing the here's the birdie. Pay attention.
Dave is
That's if they're doing. Here's
Dave
the
is-
birdie. Pay attention.
Dave is John
I'm-
Walker, Captain America.
I am so giving
Oh
a
my
PSA
God.
for everyone to learn. If they're giving you the birdie, pay attention to the
Dude,
paper.
that-
Don't
okay.
birdie.
If the birdie
not-
looks like
okay, but who-
$10,000,
Acknowledge how sweet the bird is, then read the fucking paper. What's
But
the
who-
problem? I don't
but
see what the problem
Who
is.
really,
excitement.
in the end, in the grand scheme, in the end, who would you feel lost out more? Nicolas Cage because he didn't get paid, or WB because they made a crap movie that completely
yeah,
tanked
facts.
and took so long to come out and cost so much money. And
That's
instead
the
of just
funny
saying
part.
we'll eat that, they closed off the cheaper movie that was done and good
Yeah.
and fine, no issues. No one has a paper sheet a mile long. Remember that line? Was it from Chris Rock? The ODB couldn't have possibly committed all those crimes. Coolio did some of that shit. Ezra Miller did all of that.
But here's the
And
thing.
more.
He read the paper.
Here's the thing. In all seriousness, we laugh and we joke. There's not a world in which Nick Cage doesn't have representation and lawyers that didn't review everything. And they reviewed it. And I'm sure that Nick would only have come forward because he does have to face repercussions if he speaks out of turn, because this is Hollywood. So if he
Exactly.
came out and started to speak out of turn and said no one reached out and blah, 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 everyone else would come with receipts. And to this day, Warner Brothers has not come with any receipts because there are no receipts. They asked him to perform and then did a lot of CGI stuff without asking him. And he was nice enough not to pursue them legally. But I am very
Mhm.
sure that in the contract, no part of the contract said, hey, by the way, we're just going to completely remake models of you based off of these sketches we have and have you fight a spider that no one ever told you were fighting.
I mean,
And
they
that's
did tell
cool.
him back in the 90s when they were making that,
But
because
yeah,
that same producer. So that's the whole thing in there. But
Yeah.
they animated something, a movie that didn't even exist, and we only
Right.
have sketches and the documentary.
Also, I'm not
Hollywood
gonna feel
nasty,
bad
bro.
for a guy who has a bunch of castles and Superman #1 that also got stolen and returned to him free of charge. So, like, you know what? My heart bleeds for you so much in your like Game of Thrones lifestyle.
I feel like I'm saying the end goal for Nick Cage is that
Corporate
he wants to
captain
play
over here.
Superman.
Bro, I can't wait till you're rich and no one and someone like doesn't feel
Right?
bad for you
Like,
and
I mean,
shit. Like
You know what
Again.
happens if I become rich?
you read.
I'm
you
gonna
read the
invest in this
paper.
so y'all don't have to work, and this is what we're gonna do all
So,
day.
but again, the
That's
thing is
fair. I
that
would do the same.
How's bad the corporate money now?
I'm
Skinny?
just saying that in this scenario, there is no Ryan Reynolds of the DC universe that's gonna bring him back like they did for Channing Tatum and Gambit. There is no scenario that is happening.
Apparently,
I
he's
don't
Captain
just
Work off
say-
of
James
that
Gunn
too.
is gonna be entertaining that notion.
Hit
Because
it,
Can I
everyone's
just
like,
say
every-
I can't stand Nick Cage?
Oh, okay.
Oh, Jesus.
You see,
That's
Nick
okay.
Cage,
Why are
Nick
we
Cage
adding
acts
this
like
to
jazz,
it?
man. You just gotta catch it on the wings when you can.
head again. She's a bad influence.
No, she's a great influence.
I like that Ness comes on and like unrelated. Like, yes, we're talking about Nick Cage, but she's just like, I can't stand that nigga.
No.
Yo, because
When Ness is
this
really
guy
saying
has a
underneath,
Drag
is that
This
y'all
guy-
niggas are old.
no, not even. Like this guy has a cult following, and I don't mean
Yeah.
older age group. It's from young to old. He has a
Yeah.
cult following,
Yes.
and I can't get on the wagon. I never
So
liked
you hate
him.
him?
I can't stand him. I
Don't-
don't see the
Yeah.
talent that everyone says. I don't see it.
Don't do what Abed does, where he watches all the Nick Cage movies and he just goes in the crazy Nick Cage rabbit hole and he can't handle it. And he's just doing all of it.
Listen. I have watched Nick Cage movies, and I can appreciate them.
Which one?
I
I'm
just-
curious. Which ones?
Oh,
I mean, there's
I
so
have to
many.
go
Like,
look. Hold on.
no,
all
but
of
she's
them.
watched a lot. Like he,
I would hope Moonstruck is one of them.
Obviously, Face Off and like
Yeah,
Con
The
Air.
Rock.
Wait,
Face
but I was
Off.
gonna ask, but have you
I
watched?
recently watched Long Legs.
What's
new.
that?
Okay.
Oh,
so
the new
far you're
one.
not
That's a
naming
horror
any-
one.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's a horror one.
Have you seen The Rock, Face Off, or Con Air? Out of curiosity,
What? Oh, that
Which
3
one?
movie run.
Con Air, Face Off, or The Rock?
No.
He's essentially naming when.
Because she doesn't
classics?
No, but-
because you
No.
you have-
Hold on.
you have
Wait,
to start when he
wait.
was
'Cause I
actually good,
wait,
and then
one
go down the
second.
rabbit hole of trash.
Wait,
You can't
no.
start with trash and go backwards.
Hold on. one second.
wait.
Yes, you
Yeah.
I'm saying I don't like what Nick Cage is now. I watched a few of his old movies, and he was good,
Yeah. Oh, okay.
and I liked him in his movies. I liked him in his old movies. I don't like what he became.
Yeah.
Mm.
Okay,
And I
that's
agree.
what I'm saying.
Yeah,
though.
yeah.
That's exactly what I'm saying. You can't go
think-
too backwards though. You
I
have
think-
to start.
No,
at the
but
beginning.
I just wanted to say in general,
Hmm.
like now,
think
I get what
again-
she's
anything
saying.
Nick Cage, I'm
Yeah.
annoyed. Like I can't
It's how I
stand
felt
him.
about Bruce Willis before he had to retire, which I felt bad about. But at the end, I was just like, Bruce.
Oh,
get
wow.
off the screen.
But-
and then,
No, I think I
unfortunately,
feel
something
worse
actually
towards Nick
happened,
Cage.
and I was like, oh
Brought
damn.
the best hit-
Because with Nick Cage,
yeah,
like he has a section of time where he's just pumping out movies like crazy.
Yeah.
I
And
watched.
it's because he was trying to he's paying off debt. He's paying off the tax man and
Yeah,
all that
yeah,
kind of
yeah.
stuff. So he just has
That's,
to
that's around next.
But then what's Bruce Willis's excuse?
Oh,
get
no.
that cash, get that money, get that paper.
yeah,
Oh, I
really-
watched-
Bruce
watched
Willis's
Valley
excuse.
Girl.
I think Bruce
Valley Girl,
Willis's
what's that?
excuse is that he wanted to. He wants to be the blues guy. He wants to play music, but people doesn't take his. They're Bruno. They don't take his music seriously. So he's just bitter and doing that.
He just
and-
does a bunch of bad movies towards the end. Like,
Yeah.
God, dude, honestly, one of the last Bruce Willis movies I saw, the one where he's in space, I was like, yo, this is some do. Like, dude, well, who
Yeah, but
made
with him,
this?
with him,
But
you
what's
can tell
Valley
it's just a
Girl?
paycheck.
Yeah.
Valley Girl is it's an '80s movie
oh,
with Nick
Valley
Cage.
Girl. Wow.
Yeah,
That's a throwback.
I actually
Oh,
liked him
wow.
a lot in that.
Yeah, Moonstruck. I heard it was good. Right? That's with him and Cher.
I didn't
and she
see
won the
Moonstruck,
Oscar.
I want to
but,
see
like-
Leaving Las Vegas. That one's apparently really good.
but like I watched
Plastic Man.
Mandy.
Andy.
Okay, again,
No, it's called
nothing-
Mandy.
nothing
Mandy.
new.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
There's-
No, but
Anything
Dave,
after
I'm
next-
talking about his new stuff. I'm not talking about his old stuff.
Yeah,
Not
I'm
saying I don't
saying
like what he
it's
became.
doo-doo.
You're not saving Nick Cage, Dave. He sucks to her.
I
That's
know.
it.
But I agree with her.
But
Anything
that's
new, I
fine.
agree. With the exception of that movie where he acknowledges that he's crap. What's the one?
More,
one
Oh, the
with
more recent
Pedro
one.
Pascal.
Pedro,
I would
yeah.
say, in the last 15 years. Like,
Well, no,
I
but
agree with you.
Again, though,
I'm not denying. I completely am on
I've
your
said-
train.
I
okay.
watch Pig though, because Pig is a good movie. We've had this discussion. Pig,
Yeah, I know.
even if you
It's
don't
tough.
like his later stuff, Pig is a movie that when you
I've
watch it, you're
heard.
just like, oh, that you guys trimmed all the fat from this and put out just the like. If you go to a restaurant and you're at a buffet and they just keep refilling your glass, this is it. This is that movie is what it's like if they don't refill the glass and you just filled up on the food. It's really good.
That's
I
a horror
heard.
movie, though?
It's
It's not a horror movie, no. Pig is just a
No.
train.
Okay.
It's essentially a
he has a
revenge film.
Yeah, he has a pig that can smell truffles, and
And they
someone
kidnap the pig.
kidnapped the pig, right? And he has to go get the pig back.
Oh, it's John Wick, but with a pig.
That's so funny.
Oh, it's like actually like an action film as well.
Yeah. But it's not a lot of action. It's more
Okay.
kind of exploration of this person, because you find out stuff about him and his relation to other people, and you're just like, oh, okay, this is cool.
Is he the one who makes that movie where it's like whatever he keeps showing up in people's dreams or some
Yes, he
shit?
did do that recently.
Is that good?
I haven't heard good things.
It looked interesting, but I was like,
To be
Hella
honest,
actor.
though, one of the recent ones I did enjoy of him was The Unbearable Weight of Massive
Yeah,
Talent.
that's what
Yeah,
I
that's
was
the
saying.
one with Pedro.
So-
Pedro.
Oh, that's the one?
Yeah,
That's the one
Pedro
that
Pascal.
was
I remember
the
him
only one I
going
said that
in-
was you.
No, that's
there's a
Pedro Pascal.
gif.
That's-
There's a
he
gif
mentioned
where
earlier.
he's like, he turns around like, what the hell is going on? And then
It's the one
Pedro's
where
like,
where's
ah,
Luigi
and
and
everyone's
Luigi
using
there.
that gif.
Yeah, but you
that
said something
meme.
about
Yeah.
dreams.
That's another one.
So that's a
another
different
Oh,
one.
okay. Okay,
Yeah.
anyway, so that one I actually enjoyed because I thought the cast was good and I liked
Yes.
the story.
Mm.
But I
Yeah, but
still
that's-
thought
and
he was
And
he
it's
was
very meta.
yeah.
Yeah, it's very it's
Yeah.
almost
Very
it's a
meta,
yeah.
mockumentary of his life.
Yes,
when
It's like
but
that Van
he-
Damme movie called The
When he's
V's or whatever.
arguing with himself, the younger version of himself, I was like, this is pretty funny. That's
I did
fantastic.
like him in.
it was. I actually laughed.
What was the comic book one? Kick Ass. Yeah.
I guess, yeah.
Oh
Yeah, when
yeah,
he's
Big Daddy.
I liked him in
He's
that.
really good as Big
Yeah.
Daddy.
One
Yeah.
thing,
Eh.
the through line with him and
in relation to the comic
Sam-
book, if
the
you read
through
the
line with-
comic
Oh,
book, Ness,
okay.
yeah, so the through
Okay.
line with him and Samuel Jackson in
I love it.
she ain't doing this
the-
motherfucker an inch.
in the Kingsmen. The thing I like is that both of them are doing like a specific person, and if you're not paying attention, you don't catch on to who it is. So when Nick Cage is Big Daddy, his voice changes, and you're like, why is his voice weird? What the heck is going on?
Yeah.
And if you think about it, oh wait, his whole thing is that he likes comic books and he's using his comic book collection to pay off everything. Da, da, da. And when you think about it, who does he think he's badass? Like, who's that badass? Like, he thinks he's doing a badass voice, and you're like, oh my god, that's Adam West Batman. That's the voice he's
Oh, yeah,
doing.
yeah.
And you're like, oh, okay, now that makes sense. And then in Kingsman,
You're talking about the character.
the character, yeah, the character.
Sorry,
So
I
he's
thought you were
like,
talking
when he's
about Nick
normal.
Cage. I was just like, wait,
No,
Nick
no.
Cage was trying to
Nick
do
Cage's
that.
character, Big Daddy,
yeah.
when he's out of the
Yes,
costume,
yes,
he speaks
yeah.
normally. But then when he's Big Daddy, he has his weird voice, and he's being Adam West Batman.
Yes.
Mhm.
And then for Kingsman, Samuel Jackson is his voice is
Russell.
Russell Simmons. Yeah.
Yeah.
I was
he's
like,
doing
why is he
Russell
speaking on the
Simmons.
list? This is super weird. And I was like,
Yeah.
oh, okay, I get it. With the baseball cap, and he has like
Yeah.
Side note,
It's essentially Russell Simmons if Def Jam turned out to be an evil corporation.
that's funny. Quick side note: if Adam West Batman ever approached me at 3:00 in the morning, boy, am I whooping his ass. No, but real. If a Batman in that costume came up to me and said, "I am the Knight. I am walloping you,"
Why are we
Oh,
No,
no,
he wouldn't even say it. He's the knight. He comes, excuse me, citizen. Did you see the penguin run by? And he'd be like, yes, Batman, that way. And he was, thank you.
Oh,
God. Nicolas Cage is the new Dan
Sammy
Harmon.
Davis Jr.
show.
on a window with a freaking cigar. Oh, he went that way.
The best part is you would see him like climbing up your window with that bullshit like side. It's just like,
The best. Mhm.
and you just cut the rope. You're like, this motherfucker.
Get
Snap.
off, you'll get off my
Um,
roof, nigga.
Oh my god. Okay, well, the Batman, the Caped Crusader. Check it out. We are
I
expecting.
brought it back around.
Yeah, we're expecting a
West.
second season. And people should definitely check it out. I was going to talk about House of the Dragons real quick, because I don't have much to
Is
say
that
because I
new
didn't like
Cisco
it.
series?
The new what?
New Cisco series?
No, no. You know what? I would have preferred a series about Cisco than this, because season.
Wait, could
that
we
was a
talk
good
about it
joke.
next week? Because I have a couple episodes left.
Oh, I'm not gonna spoil anything. I'm just gonna tell you it's bad.
Don't.
It's not good.
But she wants to. But that,
You wanted to
Aw,
discover
there
it
might
was
be a
bad
debate-
on
there
your
might-
own.
no, there might be a
Make
debate
this
between you guys.
sad.
Yes, you
Doc,
can come back.
why?
We can discuss. It's just not good.
Okay, well I'll bring it up. I'll bring it up briefly next week.
But no, if you want to discuss it in detail, I'm more than happy to. I just know
Yeah.
I waited this long for that. You are out of your fucking mind if you think that's enough. Like, I am offended that that's what they thought was good. Offended.
I
Capital.
mean,
I think
And
the
I'm
other thing
not. I'm not like loving it so far.
I'm telling you, homie.
I do know, like, I remember people were complaining about how come there's so much other races in the show, and when everyone's supposed to be
Complaining?
white, and
Yeah,
like I heard
they are.
something like people online, and then like this guy
Yeah,
on YouTube was
exactly.
like, if you did that, you would know who nobody is, because
Yeah,
everybody would look the goddamn same, and you'd be
True, true.
confused as
Not
hell.
wrong.
If
You're
all
not
the
wrong.
if all the people who could potentially ride dragons were just blonde, and
Yeah,
you
facts.
didn't know the Valerians or the Targaryens, you'd be like, wait, what family is this person from? Guess what?
And
The
then-
Valerians are black.
and
It's
then-
perfect.
It's a different kind of blonde.
And
Yeah,
then,
yeah.
and then also because I guess some of the couples are mixed race, that's how you know who their kids are. It's just
Yes.
an easier
Yeah.
visual thing to just, okay, this is this person, this is this character,
Yeah.
they're
See,
related to
that
bam,
stuff-
okay.
That stuff, not a problem. The characters, the performances, not a problem. But when I watched this show and I got to the end and I sat there and said, you are fucking kidding me that this is a season finale. That's all I said. That's all.
Okay,
Oh
so
no.
season 8 already. Instead of going through 7 seasons of good, they just went straight to season 8.
Well, but
That's all. That's what Brian is
Oh,
confirmed to me
okay.
right now.
So the other news that we got was they're gonna end it at 4 seasons.
Okay.
And
Don't say you're
season
welcome.
and season
Yeah,
3
I saw that.
Yeah, and season 3 is coming out in 2026 because it's every 2 years. So we have to wait till 2028 to end this. And honestly, the
Why
way
is it
they
every 2 years?
because I guess
They want you to forget.
but that too. Because I literally wrote
True.
I posted online saying in someone's comments, I said, all I know is that for season 3, I'm waiting till they're done the entire series before I watch it because I'm not gonna binge to be this disappointed with another season finale. That's how upset I was.
Fudge.
2028 to get to the end of the story feels like a long time, but HBO has so many expensive shows that they have to do them alternating years. Because like when they were doing
Oh, I see.
Westworld, I
Right.
think when they were doing Westworld and and Game of Thrones, they were like, "Oh, we are spending too much at the same."
Yeah,
time.
they were like almost in the
Mm.
red because of
Euphoria is also going back in production.
I'll believe it when I see it.
No, they did. They
mean,
confirmed
Aren't
it.
all the characters like
Well, it's just because
aren't the
It's
actual actors older now? Isn't it supposed to be in high school?
no, yeah, they're older. They'll just
they're
fast
all
forward.
older. They're
Oh,
all
yeah,
in their
yeah.
20s playing teenagers.
But like Zendaya and
But-
No, but I mean,
and
aren't they older enough now that that won't pass?
No, but the show will just fast forward. I'm just saying,
Yeah.
they're not going to be teenagers anymore. Even towards the end of the show, the second season, aren't they out of high school? Like
Yeah,
about
they're
to
like
leave?
in
I
their
don't know, I
last
haven't watched the
year. They're like
Yeah,
in their
they're-
last year of the last season.
Dave is asking
But,
about them being in high school. Doesn't watch the show.
No, I was asking the concept that it's been a long time since the last like it, you just
Yeah. It has been a long time.
Cool.
It has been a long
Same
time.
concept.
But there
Kids-
was
you can't
there
wait
was
too long.
issue with like the writer's strike and the
But also, doesn't Zendaya not fuck with the
Zendaya
creator?
schedule. No, so I know her schedule too pushed production back because she was so busy with like Dune and
Right.
whatever else.
Spider-Man
But
better?
also, she
Yeah.
supposedly doesn't get along with Sam anymore.
Well, no, so apparently it's apparently she had a problem with how the one with the weekend,
Yeah,
the idol,
yeah.
she had a problem with how that one was done. And I don't know if you guys saw any of that show. It was horrendous.
I read the article. That's more the
horrendous.
I heard
watched
everybody
it and
was
I was
just
like,
watching it.
yes, pretty much, and it got canceled.
it was
And
literally like misery porn. Like it was just like
But Ness,
was-
did you
it
read
was
the
brutal.
article where they broke down the whole process of how Sam wasn't supposed to be involved with the idol? So Zendaya was like, cool. We're supposed to make Euphoria. Sam was supposed to let other people produce the show. He didn't like the direction. Him and Abel didn't like the direction. So they took over, recut up the show. And then Zendaya was just like, hey, motherfucker, you're supposed to be over here doing this show. Why are you over there doing that this whole time? And then supposedly they had a falling out.
This
Really?
remember a while ago we were talking about those bands who then like one person got popular or one or two people got popular and they left and the rest of the band like flaked away. That's what this show is starting to sound like based off what you guys talking about.
no, but I mean,
mean,
listen,
3
obviously
major stars out of it. They did well.
Yeah, but I'm saying
things
it
can
could-
happen.
Yeah.
Things can happen, obviously. Like I don't know who when because they're only starting filming back in 2025. So
I'm
next
gonna
year.
wait. I don't believe they're gonna start. I'm telling
They
you.
did confirm it though. Zendaya even confirmed it, and they
I
said that
don't-
the whole cast was coming back, obviously except for
Barbie.
no, she wasn't coming back,
Sweeney
but
Todd
no,
or
I'm
whatever it is.
the guy
Sweeney?
who died.
Oh yeah,
I can't remember his name.
but
But,
Elordi's coming back.
His name
Sweeney's
is
coming
Fizz in the
back.
show.
Yeah, Zendaya's
for
coming
Fez.
back. Apatow's sister is coming back.
Yeah, apparently they're all coming back, and that it's
Alright.
going back into production in 2025. But I heard that Zendaya is demanding things because she's having issues with Sam, or because
Yes.
of the whole thing with the idol. She like, but anyways, I heard I didn't know it was what you said, but I also heard that she had a problem with like, basically she's embarrassed that Sam was a part of that.
Oh,
because the
I'm sure.
show-
Yes, I'm sure.
because the show was such a disgusting like depiction of it was just, you watch it and you're like, how did this get approved like
Yeah.
to be a show? Like, I don't even understand. It's really concerning. So I think she's just upset with how that panned out.
Okay,
Is
I
she
see.
also a producer too, or
No, not that I know of.
Euphoria, not of
Oh, of
Idol.
Euphoria, yeah, not
Yeah,
of
she's
the
a
Idol.
producer of Euphoria. Yeah.
okay.
But the
But I
Idol
get
was
what you're
such a
saying.
like, it
Yeah,
was such a
it taints the stock of the creator if you go and do another project and this is how bad it comes across.
Mm.
But
And then
also, like, it makes her question his like intentions, because she's like, not just her, but everyone's questioning his intentions, because they're like, why did he make such a fucked up show?
Yep.
Like,
Well, and it's funny though, because you can't see the trees from the forest. A lot of people said Euphoria was a fucked up show, but she was on it, so she didn't really think it was fucked up.
Yeah, but
I get what you're saying. I'm just saying I understand a lot of people
people
have been
think
saying,
it's a fucked up show because it's teenagers being, going through
Doing drugs
addiction
and-
and sex and blah blah. But that's real life. Like, that happens in real life.
Yeah.
So-
I mean, it's
But-
funny because like people talk about, oh, there's this epidemic with the kids and this and that, and then you make a show and they're like, nah, that's disgusting. How dare you? I was like, but the news was just talking about it.
Like,
and
I
now
get
we put
it.
characters and
I
real people
understand.
to it. And you're
and I
"Mm."
understand people's perspective of like, they find it weird watching that, but at the same
But
time,
that's the
like,
whole
this is
point.
a realistic. It's a realistic
You're supposed to
thing.
feel
Like, this
weird.
happens in real life, and it's definitely not a kid show.
No.
Like, I would not say a teenager or a kid should watch it. It's not. It's an adult show,
Yeah.
but it is about serious things that do happen in real life. So I think it's realistic.
And I do feel like I remember.
Sorry,
I had to let him in bus. I had to throw
Say
that
that
in the
again?
bus. I only
What'd he
people who
say?
know what I'm talking about. I'm just joking.
just like the show Catwalk, which was that YTV
Oh
90s
wow!
show about
Oh, I
living in
haven't seen
Toronto.
Jesus, that's like
In
early
Toronto?
'90s Montreal.
No, but it was like
Toronto.
it was like alcohol and drugs and partying and like Gen X.
Okay,
It was
okay.
a Gen X.
It was basically a show that was talking about like this music group, and they're trying to make it and
Yeah.
stuff, and all the trials and tribulations and stuff. And it's like they had a dancer, they had a bassist,
Very
and-
Gen X.
yeah.
Okay.
They had
But
they had a guy who would dance in mesh shirts
Yeah,
and
yeah,
had
yeah.
like ponytail, black guy with like jerry curled ponytail. Like, it was very.
He was the dancer of the group when groups
Yeah.
had dancers and stuff like that.
And Nev Campbell was the only successful person out of that group, just like how one-hit wonder bands work, right? She's
boy.
Justin Timberlake of that show. I'm
Lord-
sorry, I'm having too much fun with this.
Lord save us.
But do you guys know? Just out of curiosity, do you know anything about Idol or no?
I don't
Yeah,
know
yeah,
the
yeah.
show. That's the only reason I can comment.
I
on it.
watched the first and last episode.
Oh, you
just to-
did.
Yeah, I didn't want to watch
Okay.
this middle because
Yeah.
it looked
I know a
horrible.
lot of people watched it. I do know what it's about. I saw a YouTube channel kind of break it down, and it's just like, ugh,
Yeah.
I don't have the time. If
Hey,
this
just
is
to give
bad,
you,
I don't
like-
have the time to watch this.
Just to give you quick context, it's about this young girl in like Hollywood trying to make it as a pop star, and she meets Abel, his character, who's this like cult leader.
Quick thing though, she was technically already popular. She just had
Yeah,
had
but she fell for this guy. That's the whole thing.
Yeah,
is
yeah,
that
no, I know. Yeah.
he's
was
this
enabling
he's this guy who's
Stop
taking
it,
advantage
Dave.
of her, because
Thank you,
she's a young girl who's like desperate to make it, so she's like willing to
Yeah.
do anything to make it to the top, basically. So she meets him, and then he takes advantage of her because he sees that she's like vulnerable and like willing to do anything, so he takes advantage of her. But it's just no one understands the point of the show, because all it shows
I thought you were gonna say the twist.
what
I thought you were gonna say the twist.
what twist.
At the end, where it's like, oh, you weren't actually taking advantage of me. I was the one taking advantage of you.
Oh
no,
yeah,
no, hold on. I don't know if you
the
guys know.
reverse
Okay.
Uno card out
Wait,
of
wait,
nowhere.
Brian. Wait, Brian. I don't know if you know this, but they actually changed the ending because the show got canceled.
Wait,
So
what?
the episode, they didn't release all of the episodes. There were supposed to be more episodes that were supposed to come out, and the HBO, like, I don't know who said what, but they pulled the plug, and they were
Okay.
told to end it early. So because they
Yeah.
ended it early, they changed up how they, like, I guess, did it.
But her at the end playing having like, because the last episode shows that she played him and like was manipulating him with like these stories and all this stuff.
Yeah, to get to the
but
top.
that was fake. That's not the actual
I don't
ending?
know. I'm confused with it, to be honest. I don't. To be honest, like that show, I put it in the garbage. Like it's just
From
so
what
like.
from what I heard,
Oh shit! Sorry, I just realized what time it is. We got to wrap up, but I'll let you guys finish what you're saying.
Sounds like the biggest failure.
It was bad.
because I was hearing that from originally it was like there was a female director, and it was
Yes.
supposed to be kind of like talking about Britney Spears, like the whole thing that happened with Britney Spears.
Yeah, they said it was supposed to be based on her life.
Yeah, because of what happened of her. What's it called? Was the
mental-
thing?
Her breakdown.
No, he's
No,
a
after that.
conveyor ship.
Yeah, conveyor ship or
that the
conservatorship
right-
or
Oh,
whatever.
Con-
So it's
Yeah,
more so about that
conservatorship,
and
yes,
her,
right.
and then the girl getting
Conveyor
out
ship.
of that.
Bad.
That was supposed to be the whole original series, and then all of a sudden something happened, and
But
then
that's it. The thing that happened was The Weeknd didn't like the story, and him
And
and
then they
Sam
made it-
more about
rewrote the
him,
show.
and
Yeah,
they got
they
rid of
redid
the
it.
No,
female director.
Right.
No,
they
but
got rid of her.
it's such a weird show because they just all he's doing is taking advantage of her, or she's taking advantage of him, whatever the case is. It doesn't make sense. Honestly, it doesn't really make sense. But the whole time it's just like she's like willing to like kill herself to make it to the top, basically. And it's like if she
Yeah.
doesn't make it to the top, she wants to die. So and then he's like,
Relationship.
and they're just
Which I-
inflicting pain on each other. Like it's just this weird like
Yeah.
concept
And
of this is what it takes to get to the top. So everyone's like, what the fuck is this? Like, why are we
And
watching?
having watched only the first and last episode, it didn't even make sense to me, obviously, because I didn't watch everything.
None
But
of
even
it-
more so, it didn't make sense to me because the energy, like Ness is describing, in the first episode, they describe it as in she's already somewhat successful. And then by the end, she's doing like a stadium show, and everyone's excited that she's moved up
Yeah.
an echelon. But it's not like she wasn't successful. It would be like if you did Telus and then did the Bell Center. Granted, that is a huge jump. Congratulations. But why are you killing yourself to do that? Like, why are you?
She
you know,
wanted
like,
to be like she wanted to be the next Taylor
top?
Swift.
Yeah.
Like that's what she wants to be. But it's just the whole concept of the show is twisted. Like it's like, why
Yeah.
would you make a show about a girl who's willing to like kill herself, hurt herself, like throw herself at everyone? Like it's just a degrading show.
Yeah.
And then like to get to become a pop star, like it was just such a weird. It's just a weird idea of a show, and I don't even understand why Johnny Depp's daughter agreed.
Yeah, Lily.
Lily, yeah, I don't know why she agreed to do it. I feel like it's gonna
I
hurt
think
her.
it like a lot of times, mostly like, oh, I signed on to do this, and in mid production or towards the end of the production, all of a sudden it switches, and then
Yeah.
you're already in it.
I
and
mean,
you can't
poor her.
pull
She
out.
probably thought this was gonna like make her career because like she's done acting,
Yeah,
but she's
you
not like,
lead
a
on an
big
HBO
actress.
show. That's a pretty big move.
Yeah, that's
Exactly,
that's,
and this is her
yeah.
own show, so she was probably like just down. But
That usually is a
just
slam
didn't-
dunk in
Yeah.
itself.
yeah,
Well,
Anyway.
guys,
don't watch
any
that.
yeah, no,
too late. Everyone hate
Yeah.
watched it.
yeah, true. Guys, anything you want to tell the public before we bounce? Because we got to head out.
I'm giving you a shout out to something from the beginning. Go watch The Air Up There. It's a really good old show, a movie.
The air up there.
Because we talked about it at the beginning. I'm doing a sign
movie.
where I go back from the beginning.
We did talk about it at the beginning. I didn't.
He
remember.
mentioned the
The
air up
Hustle?
there.
Oh, okay.
I'm just saying.
Check out
Oh, yeah,
Transformers
yeah.
Flag and the Toy Armada with Aaron Archer on YouTube.
The Dumbest Timeline episode 3, 4, and 5 are all scheduled for the 9th, the 16th, and the 23rd of August. You can watch them on this channel right here, FXA Media, or you can also watch them on brianholiday.com, HOLIDAE.com. And I'm gonna have the transcripts up too. So if you just want to read them, I don't know if you will want to read them though, because I pulled the transcript for one and it's like multiple pages long. So it's probably more fun to just listen to the audio. Like I pulled the transcript for one of these episodes, like our podcast, and it's 360 pages.
Oh, wow.
So, yeah. So yeah. So when I double
Feature
called
film.
it 185, I was like, good God. So crazy times. But yeah, check them out. Dumbest Timeline is back, more episodes. I got a friend Samara and Slack at a Beat Child for the next few episodes, so it's really cool. And if you out there are interested in talking about AI and are a creator or creative, reach out to me. You can hit me up on all my socials at Brian Holiday. Guys, that's it. That's all. That's the whole show. We'll be back with another one next week. Peace, y'all.